What it do, flight crew? FTC. Flight team stand up! Boom! It's Jude! We got Try Not to Get Scared at 12 videos that will drop your jaw by chills.
These scary videos will drop your jaw.
Check it out.
After you've seen what I've seen, you'll know why there's no going back.
What the fuck is that?
Number 12. 3 firefighters are trying to cut a hole in the roof to stick a fire hose through when the weakened structure collapses underneath their feet. Directly under the letter J is where one of them is standing when the ceiling gives. Now the area where they just were is a little more than a square hole with burning hot heat pouring from below. He barely has enough time to grab onto the ledge. The thin layer of burning insulation is the only thing keeping him from falling below. His equipment is too heavy, and he needs the other two to hoist him over. With their vision blurred the entire time, they lay on the ground stunned for a moment, and then walk single file to the ladder. Each glad that it's all 3 of them returning and not just 2. Number 11. A YouTuber named UnNouns posted this trail cam footage he caught while camping at the foot of Maple Mountain in Ontario. For 2 nights in a row, a strange and loud humming noise made him pass out from 8 at night until 11 in the morning the next day. At first you can only see this curly, out of focus object, but it's actually the arm of this giant creature. If it is a costume, it's really good, and I wouldn't even know where to step in. The blob glows pure white as it curiously handles the camera, then its glow extends to the tree behind. UnNouns claims he had no idea what was camping with him those 2 nights. Do you believe him? I certainly do. Number 9. This may surprise you, but there are certain tribes around the Amazon rainforest that have never had contact with the modern outside world. These shots from above paint a picture of these uncontacted tribes being hostile towards seeing helicopters and drones in the air. So encounters with them are quite rare, since it's best not to interfere with these tribes. So this new drone footage was jaw-dropping when they actually managed to capture this uncontacted tribe on video. If you look closely, you can see there's 16 people quietly walking through the rainforest here. I think it's best if they don't try to get any closer. They certainly don't want a repeat of what happened before. It's creepy to think there's people on this earth who have never seen the modern world, but I agree these groups should remain uncontacted and self-sufficient. Number 8. Wanda Chance is riding down the road when she sees a stranger who looks out of place. He is wearing a floor-length black cloak and holds his hands in front of him, possibly making a symbol.
Bro, you gotta move, bro. You gotta move far away. Like, leave that state and county ASAP.
Again, I think he looks like he might just be a regular teenager, sporting a gothic clothing style and look.
What do you mean, regular, bro? What the fuck? No, he isn't no regular, bro.
1 minute and 14 seconds.
Nigga, I'm moving.
Questions if he is really a person at all. What do you think about this?
That boy about to cast a spell on you in 5 minutes,
but
man.
is this just a person with an uncommon fashion style for the area, or a visitor from somewhere far off trying their best to fit in? Number 7. Blake Neudorf is fishing with his dad on a pier in Kelowna, BC when he sees a giant creature off in the distance, at least 60 feet according to his estimate. Blake is sure that this is the famous Ogopogo lake monster. Apparently, it has some kind of sharp scales, from what he says here at 1 minute and 13 seconds.
It looks like it has spikes.
The camera is not good enough to pick up much detail aside from a basic outline. I think it kind of looks like it could be a piece of driftwood, but I guess at 60 feet long it would have to be a whole tree. Whatever it is, it floats around the bend where the water channels into a small bay. According to Blake, when they went around the corner to follow it, it was suddenly gone. Unfortunately, by that point, they had for some reason stopped recording. If what they are saying is true though, then this couldn't have been driftwood. Number 6. A woman with an octopus on her face tries to laugh it off, despite her extreme fear. What does she say here? It's mercifully hanging out of her mouth for now, but if it moves in any further, then it would be reaching down her throat. She is one wrong move away from having her oxygen cut off. Its tentacles squirm around her eyes and across her tongue as she screams and pulls the creature free with one last burst of strength. The octopus itself looks like it came straight out of the ocean. I can only imagine how disgusting the lingering aftertaste must have been. Number 5. This large and important river in Asia is surrounded by 10 factories and now has a green and purple glow. Here a citizen splashes around to separate a top layer of foul-smelling harsh chemicals clinging to the water. Chemicals from factories could have caused portions of the river to dry up. In this dried up riverbed is a greenish-blue alien-looking substance that researchers are unable to determine the composition of. What this mystery substance is doing to people and the world at large is unknown. But if its appearance is any indication, it looks like some kind of unnatural super mold that was created by our own carelessness. Number 4. This video of a Mississippi swamp creature is hard to see, but the payoff is worth it. Watch the circled area and tell me if you see movement or not.
I see it a little bit.
Now here's the same area zoomed in. You can see something is behind the tree, a creature whose oversized arms extend
It's
down
a monkey.
to the swamp.
It's a chimp.
It straightens its back
It's
as
a
it sees the
chimp.
camera and
I
looks
see that
to the
shit.
camera. It's hard to say if this really is a swamp creature or just shadows cast from the leaves
Bro, it's
above.
literally a
This is
chimp.
allegedly the swamp creature's face. If it was just a bit closer, we'd have enough detail to make a final decision. That looks like it could be the face of a creature or just some tree bark to me. Number 3. Jim Lin is visiting Harbin, Japan, and now faces bowl after bowl of gourmet insects. The pressure is on to sample the culture by eating as many different dishes as he can. At 4 minutes and 1 second, the juices of a plump cicada hits the back of his throat with a loud squirt.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good.
The insides look wet and green, and not like something I would look forward to trying. How would you even tell if this was cooked right? But there's still more bugs too.
Bro, that is
This
disgusting,
oversized
bro.
grasshopper looks more like a
Man, you come around me
crayfish.
eating a grasshopper,
We are in a
bro.
busy market
You
with
gonna
music
get
and
far away
people
from
having
me, bro.
conversations everywhere, and yet the crunch is louder than anything else going on. When in Rome, do as the Romans do is an age-old expression that means you should follow the rules of other cultures in their country, but I don't think everyone could handle this bug buffet. It may just make your
Bug
jaw
buffet?
drop. Number
They
2,
just said bug
a
buffet.
YouTuber named Isaiah Fleming makes a YouTube video
Nigga,
of
what the
himself
fuck did you just
cleaning his dirty room as motivation to actually get the job done and over with.
Bro, that is
During
a
the course of this
filthy
cleaning,
fucking room,
the
bro.
television turns on by itself.
Nigga, I'm not even good at cleaning, and I keep my room clean like that, bro.
Or something, and the door opens by
Bro,
itself.
my room and bathroom
Just caught on
stays
two
clean. I don't
different
care what
angles and
situation
Much harder
it is.
to explain. The room is looking much cleaner after 2 hours, and he takes a break to go do something else. This next part almost has to be edited because it's literally impossible. Okay, so the door opens at 11:41 at night, and this time, without showing any breaks in the timestamp, a childhood stuffed bear disappears from view. Isaiah comes back to find the television changes to one of the cameras he has just set up in the other room. It looks like he is trying to use his remote control, but it's useless. Nothing is there, then, with a flash of static, the bear is somehow sitting in the chair. You can't believe what
Bear's
he is
taking over the
witnessing
world
at
now,
first, but as
What?
he looks to the floor, slowly realizing his house is haunted, he misses this eerie figure watching him through his own screen. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills, and if you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. I recently released the number 15 mixtape, but I don't think you should follow these
nice.
instructions to check it out. It's a proven fact that
man dropped a
generosity makes
mixtape,
you a
bro.
happier person. So if you're generous enough to hit the subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. Also, don't forget I upload a new video here on YouTube every Thursday and Saturday.
Nice.
Number one. Everyone is playing it up for the camera at an outdoor party when one friend named Justin decides to act funny with a glow stick in his mouth. Soon,
I'm about to say it. I'm about to say it.
Lips. He says that it's leaking as if he didn't just bite it himself. That means when he was shaking it at around the 11-second mark, the liquid must have gotten everywhere. A concerned friend rushes up with some good advice. But Justin takes a gulp instead of rinsing, consuming more of the substance than before. The video ends soon after, and I wouldn't be surprised if they rushed him for medical attention, just in case. As I analyze
That's crazy,
videos,
bro. You know what's actually crazy too? I remember I didn't have the cameras on, but I remember they had like a Halloween thing back in Florida. I had like a mini glow stick like that, and I was like 9 years old. Not like this man is like 32. But I was like 9 years old, and I had the same situation. But I did not take a sip and swallow. Pause. Don't take that clip and use it something. I spit it out ASAP. Like, hopefully that dude's all right. There's your man. Coming over, let's next man. Roll 4 minute.